Hey guys, Nishcook here. I just wanted to do this quick video on the Game Awards. It's a pretty hotly contested topic going around in the gaming community recently because the nominations released and there's been a lot of really good games that have been nominated, but also I personally have some opinions on the nominations, which I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that as well. So I'm going to go through each of these nominations, and I've already voted. I've already voted for the awards in all the nominations, or all the nominations that I care about enough to vote for. So I put in my vote, and I kind of wanted to go through some of them and kind of explain why I voted for them and kind of discuss the nominees as well. Yeah. So let's start off with Game of the Year. And if you guys saw my YouTube short I made, my last YouTube short, it's funny because I guessed all these games to be here except for Plague Tale Requiem. I had Bayonetta 3 there as well, or instead of Plague Tale Requiem. I even guessed Stray, even though I didn't really feel like it should have been nominated. I was like, I'm going to put Stray in my nomination guesses because I noticed that Stray had a very big kind of movement surrounding it. The hype, the popularity, everyone was like, cat game, I want that. I'm personally not much of a cat person, but I've just seen the hype for Stray be so crazy pre-launch, and even 2 years back when Stray was first revealed at the PS5 showcase, everyone was like, it's a game you can play as a cat, that's cool. And I agree that Stray has a very good hook to it, with you playing as a cat, exploring, doing all those cat things. I should give it a shot because based on some of the other indie games I've seen this year, I think they look more, I would say, maybe innovative and more interesting as games than Stray. But I guess you don't know until you try. But yeah, of course we got Plague Tale, Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon, Stray, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Plague Tale, I have not played yet. I have played the first Plague Tale. I beat it recently, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm very, very excited to play Plague Tale Requiem. This game, I've spent ungodly amounts of hours in it. Fantastic. It's going to win. It's between these two for winning. It's going to be Elden Ring, I think. So I'm not going to talk about this Elden Ring God of War Ragnarok discussion because it's kind of obvious. I don't think any of these other games stand a chance. God of War Ragnarok, amazing. I'm playing through it right now. I'm loving it. Horizon, I've played a bit of it. I think it still deserves to be here, but I don't know. I gotta give it some more time. I'm not the biggest Horizon fan. So I picked Xenoblade Chronicles 3 partly because, first of all, I really like the game. You guys should check out my review of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on the channel. But also, just because I am a big Xenoblade fan, when it comes to the franchises here, I think Xenoblade from Soulsborne and God of War are my favorite franchises, but Xenoblade is my favorite. So yeah, that's my choice for Game of the Year. Let's see. What's next? Game direction. So let's see. Award for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. I chose Elden Ring for this because out of these games, I think Elden Ring was the most innovative. I think it really pushed the boundaries of what an open world game could be. And that was great. I haven't seen that in a game since The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 5 years ago. But it's also funny because a lot of people are saying Elden Ring is game-changing. It's so, revolutionary with its open-world design. And I say it is revolutionary in the sense that it has this open-world design, this non-linearity, this curiosity it imbues into you to explore. But on top of that, I think Elden Ring's innovation comes from the fact that it puts such very interesting encounters for you scattered throughout the world. And I think that's where its innovation comes in. I think the whole open world philosophy, it was done 5 years ago. I personally think so. And It was done 5 years ago with Breath of the Wild, and a lot of games now are building off of that in their own ways. And Elden Ring is doing it too in its own creative way. So that's why I choose Elden Ring for game direction, and not necessarily because of the world, but because of the situations it puts you in. I think Elden Ring's bosses are what really set it apart from a game like Breath of the Wild, whereas I think Breath of the Wild's world was more immersive to me because of how you can interact with all the things around you. So yeah, that's a little bit of what I think. I do think God of War is a very good, or God of War has a good chance to beat Elden Ring in this category, but my vote's on Elden Ring, and I think it's gonna take it. Whew, best narrative. Here is where I want to kind of vent a little bit. Excuse my venting, but I chose God of War Ragnarok from what we have here, because God of War Ragnarok's story is amazing. It's really, really, really good. Horizon Forbidden West, I played the first Horizon game. I haven't played too much of Forbidden West. The first Horizon game had a very decent story. I think it was good. I don't think it was exemplary as something like Plague Tale Innocence was. Plague Tale Innocence was a very personal story, which really pulls on your heartstrings. I really, really like that. And I'm very excited to delve into Requiem and see how that expands on the story of the two siblings and their friends and their all that. So that's very exciting. I do appreciate that God of War and Plague Tale are on here. I don't know much about Immortality to make much of a judgment on that. I did hear that it's a very kind of interactive experience about 60s movies or something. I'll go back and look into that, but to me there's one glaring omission here. I think you guys know where I'm going with this, but Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I was really hoping that it would be nominated for Best Narrative. The reason being is because, well, let me say this. The Xenoblade series is not very popular. That is known. It's not very popular. For a JRPG series, it is gaining popularity very, very quickly. Selling 2 million plus for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is very great. The fact that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 sold almost the same, if not more, than Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition in the past 3 or 4 months is also amazing for the series. So it's only gaining in popularity. But the fact of the matter is that I really feel like if more voters played and finished the game, it would be on here. And it's funny because I want to talk about Elden Ring for a sec. When I first saw the nominations and I saw Elden Ring in narrative, I was very confused and just kind of like, why is Elden Ring here? But then I talked to other friends, I listened to other content creators, and I kind of got their idea of why Elden Ring deserves to be here, how you kind of look for the breadcrumbs yourself, you create the adventure yourself. I understand that. It's non-traditional, but I feel like a more traditional narrative like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which not only has environmental storytelling like Elden Ring does, but also has very, very powerful and very impactful character development with not only your two protagonists, Noah and Mio, but the rest of the Ouroboros crew and characters, as well as the supporting characters. Lots and lots of good character moments, good character development in that game. Not only that, very powerful, moving themes. Themes, like God of War has themes. Very good themes. That's why I think it's gonna win. I think a plot and a narrative is only supported by its themes. That's what I take away from a lot of my favorite fictional stories. Even Plague Tale has very powerful themes. In the first one, I'm sure the sequel does too. Xenoblade's themes are of the fragility of life, doing so much that you can in this limited time that we have on this world. Also, stagnation, to not kind of fall back and live in the past, to not live in the past and kind of let memories, grudges, and negative emotions of the past fester in you, so you do not become a better person in the future. Not only that, but differences. You have Kevis and Agnes. There's differences, but why are those differences there? Why can't we come together and be better people ourselves? So like, there's so much going into that game. That's not the only themes that the game has going for it, by the way. There's so much there that I took away from the game, that many other people took away from the game. And there's so much in not only this game, but the entire series that is so moving and powerful and impactful, that I feel like a lot of people don't realize, don't recognize, and don't appreciate, because they either don't finish it, they just see it as at surface value or whatever else. So I'm not necessarily disappointed that Xenoblade isn't on here, but I'm just a little kind of confused why some other choices are there versus Xenoblade, which has one of the best, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 specifically, which has one of the best stories I've ever experienced in a game, having played a lot of single-player games myself. Just my opinion. I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. I might be stirring up a very heated debate. I don't know, that's what it's all about. I'll be respectful in the comments below. Please. Next category. Best art direction. I voted for Stray. I think just Stray's lighting and vibe and whole atmosphere is really cool. God of War and Horizon also have very cool art direction. Horizon, I will say, is a very good contender to win over here, because some of these machine designs are awesome, and especially what you see in Forbidden West, the improvements that they made on some of the machine designs are really cool. Like, you fight a cobra and then some other stuff. That's really awesome. Even Elden Ring, some of the boss designs of Elden Ring are off the charts. Score, and I played a bit of it. I think its art direction is one of the only things it's got going for it. But that also has the potential to win. So honestly, it's down to any of these. But I put my vote for Stray. Score and music. Here's another one where I'm very happy to see Xenoblade here. I think all of these games had pretty great music. I need to play Metal Hellsinger, but the idea behind Metal Hellsinger is very cool. Plague Tale 1 had very good music, I'll say that. And I'm very excited to hear the score of Plague Tale 2 by Olivier Derivière. I hope I said that right. But let me talk about Xenoblade again, I'm sorry. Xenoblade's score is very special because I've seen a lot of games which have good scores, but it's a lot of it is just music just sounding cool and just being there to hype up the moment. Xenoblade, a lot, like all three of the mainline games, even a little bit of X, but all three of these games, they not only fit within the vibe and the world of the game to enhance the experience and enhance the moment and the tone and the feelings that you're having throughout the game's story, but that's it, yeah. The music tells its own story as well. I know that sounds so weird, and God of War also does this too. I've been noticing it in Ragnarok. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, those two games specifically, use leitmotifs a lot to convey feelings and emotions that specific characters don't normally vocalize and say, hey, I'm feeling this way. But the music might give you a hint as to, like, this is kind of what's going on in the moment. It's kind of like a subtext on top of the already existing dialogue and the visuals and all that. Not only that, but Xenoblade uses some vocal melodies as well, and the vocal melodies in 2 and 3 tell their own story with the lyrics on top of what's going on in the world. I'm not going to talk too much about Xenoblade 2, but Xenoblade 3 does it very well. There is a section midway into the game which uses a vocal soundtrack, or a vocal song with lyrics sung by someone. And the way it is done and choreographed, and layered on top of the scene is just genius. So genius, so well done. And Xenoblade 3 has a lot of leitmotif themes scattered throughout the game, and when you kind of notice that, you slowly understand why it's being placed in there, what kind of message it is trying to tell as well. And to those who have played Xenoblade 3, one of the coolest musical Easter eggs I found is, I'm not gonna flat out say what it is because of spoilers, but there is a point in the game where one boss musical track, which is played for like a specific kind of boss, is changed just slightly. And you kind of notice that and you're like, oh, that's cool. I can see why they did that, but why? When you progress later throughout the game, you understand why that small little variation was included in that particular boss theme, and it just changes that specific moment when you're fighting that boss. And it's a really cool moment when I kind of put two and two together. So no question about it, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 takes my vote for best score in music. Mitsuya, Ace, Manami Kiyota, Hiramatsu, they're some of the best composers in all of gaming. Audio design, I chose God of War Ragnarok because I haven't played Call of Duty. I don't usually play Call of Duty. I haven't played Gran Turismo. Horizon had good audio design from what I remember. Elden did too, but I chose God of War because I either play my PS5 in my room on my monitor, or I play on my 4K TV with surround sound, and the surround sound is good on God of War Ragnarok, so I guess I'll just choose that. Best performance. So I chose Charlotte McBurney for Plague Tale, but this was also like a couple days before I started God of War Ragnarok. I kind of want to switch it over to Christopher Judge because he does such a good job in this game, even better than he did in the 2018 God of War. So yeah, also I'm just a little kind of sad to not see Harry McIntyre here, because I am not kidding, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a fan of the game and all that. I'm not kidding when I say Harry McIntyre did one of the best performances ever in a video game in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Because when I first saw the trailers and stuff, I heard this Noah guy and I was like, oh, he's just like Shulk 2.0, whatever, right? No, he's different, and there's more to Noah in this game than just what you have seen in the trailers and what you see in the first couple hours of the game. It is done so brilliantly. And same with Mio, Amy Fionn Edwards, I think that's her name. She also did absolutely brilliant. Everyone in that game did brilliant, but I think those two really stood out. So I'm kind of sad to not see them up here, but it's fine. Best indie, I chose Tunic because frankly I haven't played the others, but I really enjoyed Tunic. It's a really, really, really innovative, creative, awesome action-adventure game, which combines the gameplay of 2D Legend of Zelda, so like A Link to the Past, Minish Cap, all that, with Dark Souls levels of a little bit of difficulty, as well as the risk and reward that comes with that. So I really enjoyed Tunic, and if you guys haven't played it, you guys should. It's on basically every single system now, so yeah, give it a shot. Best action-adventure. I did choose Tunic. If I were to redo it, I would choose God of War Ragnarok, I think. So yeah, it's down to Tunic or God of War Ragnarok. Can't really choose, but I've chosen Tunic. Just wanted to give it that boost, you know. Best role-playing game. This is cool. I like to see. I love these nominations. I love all of them. Elden Ring, great game. Live Alive. I'm so excited to play Live Alive and Triangle Strategy. I'm gonna give it a bit of a time because I have so many games in my backlog I want to get through before starting those. Xenoblade 3 takes my vote with the games here. I did play Pokemon Legends Arceus. I really enjoyed it, but out of the games here, I enjoyed Xenoblade Chronicles 3 the most. And If you guys are wondering why I chose Xenoblade 3 over Elden Ring, I will make a video later on in the year comparing my favorite games of this year. And that's where I will be comparing games like God of War Ragnarok, Elden Ring, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Tunic, maybe Plague Tale Requiem if I played it by then. We'll see, yeah. So yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 takes my vote for best role-playing game. I don't know if it'll win because we got Elden Ring over here, so we'll see. Best fighting. I want to talk about this real quick. Sifu shouldn't be on here. Like, I get that it's a fighting game, but in the definition of video game genres, it's not really a fighting game, so I don't really see why it's here. Multiverses. I chose Multiverses because I think Multiverses is the best kind of Smash clone we've ever gotten, and I did play it a few times, and I had a good time with it. It was pretty fun. I don't know how popular it still is, but from what I played, I had a great time. Best family. This is silly that it's just Nintendo games and Star Wars. They should put these games in other categories other than shoving them in best family. Kirby, I've only played the first level of Kirby with a friend, but I did enjoy it, and it looks like a very, very great, innovative, new direction for the Kirby series, so I'm very hopeful that Kirby wins this, because I think it really deserves it. Best multiplayer, Multiverses. I did play TMNT, but I think Multiverses should take this one. Best debut indie. I chose Tunic, again, because it's the only one I've played, but Neon White and Stray are here as well. Neon White, I'm very excited to play because the reviews look very good, and it's a very fast-paced kind of game. Stray is, I think it's taking it, but I know Neon White specifically got better reviews than Stray. I don't remember Tunic, but it's interesting to see a game like Stray kind of get that boost with its popularity. So yeah, I think Stray's winning this one, but my vote goes to Tunic. Most anticipated game. Did you guys really think I would vote for anything else but The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? I've been waiting 6 years for this game. 6 years because Breath of the Wild will have been, like, it's almost 6 years old now. And when was Tears of the Kingdom actually announced? 3 years ago. So Tears of the Kingdom will release almost 4 years after its announcement. So I think it'll be a great, very well-deserved wait. I'm very excited for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So yeah, that's basically it. That's all the nominations I kind of wanted to talk about and share my opinion on. Game Awards are streaming December 8th. That's right, it says right there. I don't know if I'll stream it. I might just watch it with some of my friends. We'll see what's going on. In the end, it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of like a gaming popularity contest, just like the Oscars. But it is like that, a popularity contest to kind of like show off some of the best and most impactful games of the year. So that's a little bit about what I think of some of the games of this year, what I think of the nominations and all that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and please, whoever's still watching right now, I urge you, in the comments down below, tell me what you think of my opinions, and what are your opinions? What do you guys think about the Game Awards nominations? What do you guys think about the nominations? Who do you want to win? Who do you think is gonna win? All that stuff. Drop it down in the comments below. Please be respectful. Please be nice. I think a lot of these games are very good. So yeah. This is Nishquick signing off. Have a great day and play some good games like Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Alright, see ya. Have a good one.